Hello and welcome to Beering in Mind Beer Reviews. From today, we're going to start a series of 6 beers from one brewery, and that is one of the most well-known breweries in Japan, among Japanese craft beer breweries. The name of the brewery is Kyuchi, but they're much better known as Hitachino Nest Beer, and they are quite big in Japan and especially outside of Japan. They export a lot. They export to 30 different countries, and for example, in the United States, they're quite well known. When I visit friends in the United States, people often will ask me, "Do you drink that owl beer? This owl beer?" I immediately know they mean Hitachino Nest from Kyuchi. Kyuchi Brewery has been around since 1823 as a sake brewery. They got into beer, as many people did, in the mid-90s, and they started in 1996. They make a variety of things, not just beer. They also produce wine, liqueurs, shochu, and sake, and a variety of spirits as well. Half of the beer production of this brewery goes to the United States. So, as I said, they export to 30 different countries. One interesting aspect of this brewery is that they have a BOP, a brew on premises operation, which is popular in certain areas of the world, but not so much in Japan. I think perhaps for some sort of tax regulations, perhaps. But Kyuchi does have or Hitachino Nest does have a brew on premises operation, where you can go in and they help you choose the ingredients based on, some questions. They ask about what kind of beer do you like, and they'll help you choose the ingredients, and then you make the beer there, and you come back later to bottle the beer, and I think they help you make labels and that sort of thing. So it's kind of interesting. Their beer production was quite successful, and in 2008 they established a new brewery simply for beer. And out in that area where that brewery is, they grow hops as well. Now, by the way, Kyuchi is located in Ibaraki Prefecture, up to the north of Tokyo. They have a regular lineup of around 15 beers. Some of their more famous ones are their Japanese classic ales, which they produce in a variety of different forms, and these are often aged in cedar casks, especially casks that have been used for making sake. And another point about them is that they have been appointed the contract brewer for Brooklyn Lager in Japan since 2009. So apparently the director of Brooklyn Brewery, Garrett Oliver, comes over periodically to check on how the beer is being made here in Japan. And they have established a brewery in Korea as well. So I think, step by step they have realized some very large plans, and they seem to be doing quite well. So the first beer we're going to look at today, well, we will look at that in a second, but in any case, if you know about Japanese craft beer and you're from outside of Japan, you probably have heard of Kyuchi Brewery, and we are going to look at 6 different beers from them. And now let's take a look at the 4th beer from Hitachino Nest, and that is this one. It is Hitachino Nest White Ale, and this is a what we call a wit beer, or Belgian white style. And on RateBeer, this one has 1,669 ratings, so it's been around for a while, this beer. And the average score is 3.45, pretty respectable for its style, and 70 percentile for all beers on RateBeer, and 94 for the style of wit beer 94 percentile, very, very high. On Untapped, Untapped, this one has 100,020 unique ratings or reviews. Pretty shocking. And the average is 3.63. Untapped scores generally tend to be considerably higher than RateBeer. And this beer was first made in 1998, so a couple of years after they got going, after they started their brewery, their beer brewery. And the Hoegaarden beer became very popular in Japan, and it still is. Hoegaarden appears in many bars and stores. You can find it almost anywhere. This is made with flaked barley and flaked wheat as well. Pilsner malt and Styrian Golding hops and coriander, nutmeg, and orange peel. The nutmeg is kind of intriguing to me. Most of these styles certainly include coriander and orange peel, but nutmeg. And the unusual ingredient, and they don't list it, they don't really list it here as such, but is some concentrated orange juice, a very small amount of concentrated orange juice that is put into this. And I understand, according to their website, 300,000 bottles of this are exported to the United States annually, so quite a few. I suppose that would explain why so many ratings on Untapped. So it is 5.5%, 13 international bittering units. And the description here says, a wit beer brewed with coriander, orange peel, and nutmeg. A refreshing beer with spicy notes, soft flavor, and mild acidity produced by wheat malt. And I'm going to assume that, actually it does say orange, yeah, orange concentrate on here. I'm assuming some of the acidity is produced by the orange juice and perhaps the orange peel. Let's give this one a go. Okay. It's a mildly hazy sort of dark pastel yellow with like less than a half a finger of head, white head. Cannot really see the carbonation floating up. Okay, right away, definitely get some lemony notes, some orange notes. Something unusual, almost barnyard-like. Flavors are very thin, lightly sour. To me, this is more like a tastes like a kind of a mix of Saison and wit. Saison beer and wit beer. It's got this light tanginess that sort of, as I said, barnyard kind of feel to it, a little bit rustic. It feels more like a Saison. This is very mild for a wit beer. Does not hit you very hard with either the coriander or the orange peel notes. I do get the sense of orange juice in here for sure. It's very drinkable. Apparently the bittering hops in this are pearl. The aroma hops are Styrian Golding. Very unusual, very interesting. Again, the nutmeg and coriander don't really appear as themselves, but I assume they're contributing to the blend of flavors. Very drinkable, very light, very mild. Not the most full-featured of wit beers you will find, but certainly one that deserves your attention. Once again, this is Hitachino Nest White Ale, 5.5%, 13 IBUs from Kyuchi Brewery in Ibaraki, Japan. Give it a go, okay? And I hope you will subscribe to the channel and leave me a comment. I like to get comments and I will respond to you. Please take care and tune in. Again, we're going to be looking at 2 more beers from Hitachino Nest. If you want to see all the reviews from Hitachino Nest, you can just simply click on the playlist section of my channel, and you can find them all there. And that's true for any of the beer lines that I tend to review. Okay, take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.